Welcome to the Sub Hub Podcast. I'm Danny Moreno.
And I'm MK Sullivan. And today we sit down with Scottish Solomon athlete Naomi Lang.
Yes, Naomi was someone we wanted to try, or we tried to get before the end of last year, but schedules were a little bit all over the place. But we were really happy to nail her down here going into the beginning of 2026. You might know her from winning the Golden Trail World Series Pitz Alpine stage this year, which she followed up then with the top 10 at Sierras Knoll. But even above that, she got three huge podium finishes this year, all bronze places at Mont-Blanc Marathon, ETC, and the World Champs Short Trail.
Yes, we chat about what she's doing right now. Part of the reason that we had a hard time scheduling her is that she is currently in med school. So we talk about her studies, how she found trail running, the background of her life with running, and a review of her 2025. And we get into a little bit of goals for 2026, but she's a busy gal, so TBD.
Yeah, TBD. But yeah, she's a great person. We had fun getting to chat with her. And also, it was the first time she was ever on the pod, so we dug into background a bit more too. So we're excited for you guys to listen to this episode. But before that, before we dive into it, a huge shout out to our partner, Never Second, MK. Where are you applying Never Second these days?
Mostly in the pool right now because I'm swimming like up to 70 minutes, like around 4,000 yards right now, and I get so hot and thirsty in the pool. And so I've been doing 2 scoops of C30 so that I get 60 grams of carbs and 200 milligrams of sodium in my bottle and plenty of water.
Cool. Yeah, I finally had my first gel in like months,
It's crazy.
which is crazy. And it tasted so good. It's just like going out to like train. I always kind of see it as like a mini adventure, especially like
Yeah.
with biking because I'm newer to it. And so I felt like a badass biker going down the road, like sipping my C30
Freaking your
gel.
top.
I'm like, all you guys out here, you're just fakers. You're not out here slamming gels as they pass me so fast. But yeah,
It's the
it,
effort that counts, you know?
it's the effort that counts. It's the effort that counts.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, if you guys want to check out Never Second, be sure to use our code SUBHUB25 for 25% off all of your orders.
Yes, and enjoy our episode with Naomi.
Welcome, Naomi, to the Sub Pub podcast. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's fun to be here. Thanks for having me.
Just so our listeners know, can you tell us where you're at and what you're doing right now?
So I'm in Glasgow and I've just started my uh the second half of my third year of medicine. So yeah.
Wow.
Nice. How many more years do you have of school?
There's two more after this one. Yeah.
Cool.
So it's like five in total.
And so the way that I guess med school works where you are, do you already have to choose like a specific path or is it just like general med at the moment?
It's just general, and then your like first 2 years of working, you rotate around. I think you do like 3 jobs a year, and then after that, then you can like start to specialize a bit. So yeah, don't have to make any decisions about which branch I want to go into just yet.
That's awesome. Where is Glasgow for people that may not know, including
Uh,
myself? I'm pretending like I know, but I actually don't.
Scotland, and then it's kind of like it was called the Central Belt, but I guess it's sort of like relatively south. Uh, it's like parallel with Edinburgh because I feel like maybe more people know where that is. It's just on the west coast.
And where are you from originally?
I'm from Aberdeen, which is like the northeast um, of Scotland. So yeah, about
Nice.
3 hours from here.
How was it growing up in Aberdeen, and more specifically, how was it growing up there, potentially being interested in sports?
I mean, yeah, I guess loved growing up there. It was good. I come from like a very outdoorsy family, and there's like you're pretty close to like a lot of big hills. You're like by the sea and stuff up there. It's like Aberdeen is like a small city, I guess. But I feel like it has like I think as a kid, like growing up, it has like a reasonable amount of stuff, and like I guess I joined like a really good athletics club and stuff there when I was younger.
I'm looking at pictures right now, and this place is gorgeous.
I don't know
This
if
little
Aberdeen. Aberdeen doesn't get the best rep, but yeah, it's good. I think people from there tend to be quite are like relatively proud of it, but everyone else just kind of has negative things to say about it. But it's good.
Well, yeah, it looks beautiful to me, but since we're kind of talking about, just where you're from and we'll talk about where you're going in a bit. Give us a bit of background on I guess how you got into running, whether that starts with like running as a kid or different sports, and then we'll kind of get into trail running.
Yes, so I guess I was like very active as a kid, and yeah, I guess like my family and then like our family friends and stuff, everyone was like always doing like lots of different things, and like our holidays were mostly like centered around like hiking, cycling, and that type of thing. And then I guess like through school and stuff, I swam quite a lot until I was like 12, 13, I think, but was kind of always better at like the more land-based stuff, I think. And I guess like did a few cross-country races and stuff at school, but then joined an athletics club when I was 14 and then did like a lot of track and cross. I guess like when you're a junior, I feel like most of the races, there's like a bit of a pathway, I guess, through like track and cross-country and stuff. And so I guess that's where most of like the races and like opportunities and stuff were there. And yeah, but kind of kept doing like other sports inside, mostly kind of like I guess like mountain biking, road cycling, and a bit of climbing and stuff now. But yeah, a few like team sports and stuff at school, but generally just quite active.
That's cool. Your family was active. How about just like the community in general? Were there a lot of athletics club? Like, was that a pretty normal route for kids your age to go?
I mean, I guess like there's quite a lot of athletics clubs and stuff around Scotland. I don't know if like the Scottish population as a whole is necessarily like the most active, but yeah, there's definitely like pockets of it. And I guess when you like join these things, you're then like surrounded by people who are all like doing the same thing. And yeah, the athletics club in Aberdeen was like pretty big, and I had like a really good group and like coach and stuff there as a junior.
Did you continue to do like club athletics through undergrad, or did you kind of move away from that once you went to college?
So I guess I think I think running kind of works a bit differently in the UK to like the US, and like most of the stuff is club based. And so like there was like a big club at uni, and like same again here, there's like a club that I run with, and like I had a bit of a gap in between um being in Edinburgh at first and then in Glasgow. And yeah, there's like I don't know, yeah, there's just like a lot of clubs everywhere, and I think it's like it's a big like social thing as well as like training and stuff, which I really like. So yeah, I guess I'm still part of the club.
Yeah. I think my reference points for that area of the world are Robbie Simpson and Holly Page.
I'm
And
actually
they,
from very near where Robbie is from.
oh, really? And
Yeah.
like when they still do cross, yeah, they're like still running for clubs when they do
Yeah.
that. Like they're not running with their Adidas jerseys, which I think is really cool actually, that they get to like still represent their part of the world. So that's pretty cool. When you say athletics club for American listeners, that's obviously track and field. Was that all encompassing with the fell running as well? Like, was that something you were doing at that age already?
I guess I did the odd hill race, but there wasn't, I guess the club wasn't like a hill running club as such. I'm like part of a club that's like Edinburgh based, or like is the club I guess I ran for when I was living in Edinburgh. And that's more of like a specific hill running club. But a lot of the clubs will do like a bit of everything, I guess. But yeah, Aberdeen was more like I like track and field and cross country, I guess.
Oh, okay. Oh, so fell running is different from cross country running.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess fell and hill running is like the uh I guess it's our version of trail running. But a lot
Okay.
of it tends to be like not on a trail, but it'll be like up and down a hill. Whereas cross country, I guess, is like maybe like I guess more, yeah, I guess it's the same, I
More
think.
runnable, more
Stuff.
flat.
Yeah, yeah. Rolling, I
Yeah,
guess. Fields and
yeah.
golf courses, I guess.
Good old
Mostly.
golf course.
Not
Love a
here, not
good
here.
golf
No
course.
good no
Oh.
golf courses here.
Classic American cross country.
Yeah. But yeah.
Oh man, so you said you were a part of a hill club in Edinburgh when you were there.
Mhm.
Tell us
Yeah.
about that because we don't have trail running clubs, hill clubs in the US. You know, you're either on like a university track team, maybe a club team, and that's like kind of your only option.
Yeah, I mean, I guess yeah, I guess it's a hill running club. I mean, they do cross country and stuff as well, but I guess it's a hill running club because most of the races they go to are the hill races. But yeah, it'll be like I guess the like meetups through the week will be on the hills like in Edinburgh or near Edinburgh, and then the reps will be like up and down the hill, and usually there's like yeah a big turnout, and then I don't know the pub after.
Sounds like a good time. Were any of those hills, now that you've dove in more into the trail running world, would you call them mountains or are they truly all hills there?
I guess they're like small mountains. I think they're maybe not as big as like hills and mountains in other places, but I think they pack their punch, I think.
Sick. And so, what was I mean, considering you were mostly in the athletics club for a majority of your life up until that point, because when was this? Like, what year were you in that club? The Hill Club, sorry.
I guess I joined that one when I left Edinburgh Uni, so 22 or 3 maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so only a couple years ago were
yeah,
you exposed
yeah.
to that. What was that like? What were your first thoughts on, running on that terrain?
I
Because
mean, I
some
guess I
track runners would be like, no, thank you, take me back to where I was.
Yeah, I guess like it wasn't like that was my first exposure. Like I did a few hill races and stuff like as a kid. But there's like less of them, I guess, for like juniors. So yeah, I did a few kind of growing up, and then always spent a lot of time in the hills, but just maybe necessarily wasn't. I just wasn't racing on them, I guess. And I think through COVID and stuff, when a lot of the like track and cross country stuff stopped, I guess I was then running a lot more in the hills. And then I guess naturally they kind of led to racing and stuff. And I lived in the Lake District, which is like in the north of England. I lived in or I was working at a youth hostel there. And I think, yeah, I guess that was quite a good spot to do like more of it. And the lakes have like hundreds of races. Like you probably do like one every day of the week if you wanted. Um, so yeah, did a bit more there and stuff. And then I guess I think I got a bit fed up of running around in circles and kind of, I like still enjoyed track racing and training, but like I felt like I was having to sacrifice time that I wanted to spend like in the hills doing other things. So yeah.
Well, you're doing pretty well. I mean, you have a 1609 PR. You aren't messing around there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what I could do just now, but yeah, probably not at that shape.
Oh, I bet you could get into faster than 1609 shape pretty quickly. Just
Yeah,
like
I guess.
3, 4 months of,
Yeah,
specific training and that would come back.
yeah.
Um, well, so looking at like your results, it looks like you started trail running, like officially racing trail running like sometime around 2023. And I'm impressed because you did Davos trails and then immediately went to Sears and All, which is like one of the most insanely competitive trail races in the world. And so how did you end up at these races? Because Davos is in Switzerland and Sears and All's in Switzerland and you're in Scotland. So how did you get here?
So I think that um I think yeah that summer I like I think I had like quit my job and then was starting uni in Glasgow, like at the end of the summer. So I guess I'd like given myself like 3 months to kind of travel around Europe mostly. Um, and I think the year before that, I'd been to Worlds in Thailand, so I sort of started, I guess, being a bit more exposed to like that level of competition and stuff. And I guess a lot of my friends had raced in Europe, especially the team that had been in Thailand. So yeah, I think I just wanted to like give some of those races a go. And I think, I mean, it's probably quite random that did end up doing Sears now because I think it was like maybe a couple of friends in Edinburgh were like, oh yeah, we're gonna go and do this. Like you should get an entry as well. So I was like, yeah, sure, that sounds good. But I think I was like, oh, I should probably do like a race before that. And so I think Davos was actually maybe even a recommendation from Robbie because someone was like, oh, Robbie's done like loads of races in the Alps. You should ask him like for recommendations. And I think maybe yeah, I think he said he'd done it before. Like,
He's
it's an
like,
Adidas
he
race,
just
isn't it?
loves Davos. Like, he's
Yeah.
just always pumping
Well, that's
Davos up.
why.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think yeah, I went and did that one first, and then Sears and I struggled in Sears and a lot that year, but it was cool.
Yeah, don't worry, Danny and I have only ever done it once and we also struggled, so
You're not a real trail runner unless you just have a
Yeah,
terrible time at Sears and all.
I like it. Badge of honor.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
you're not alone.
Still, like that being your second trail race, just looking at your time and placing, like you absolutely smashed it. Um, and so, having that first international experience where you're like, this is just what I want to do. Was there kind of nudging from people around you? Was Robbie a mentor? Like, how did that next phase go?
I think, yeah, I guess the like champs races, like Euros and Worlds and stuff, I think there, or certainly like getting into the team for that is like, yeah, quite a big thing, I guess. And so I feel like that was, I guess, from the years from there, I would like look and see like like what the champs were, I guess, and then go from there. And I think, yeah, quite a few people I know go to like the World Cups and things as well. So I think it was like a case of like usually there was like a good group of people going to these races, and that definitely influenced like my choice on which ones to go to. But yeah, I think like aiming for the champ stuff was probably like quite a big thing. And I think like I guess the like hill racing scene here is also like really fun as well. So I was like doing some of them and then like in the holidays, I guess going and racing elsewhere.
Well, that
Yeah,
was
it seems
definitely
like
where, oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh, sorry. I was gonna say it seems like World Mountain Running Association World Cup type stuff is just bigger over in Europe. Like we don't get a lot of traction for that over here. It's becoming like a little bit more popular as these younger college kids kind of get into it.
Hmm.
So I mean it makes sense that that would be more of like an introduction, especially with yeah, I just feel like we see a lot of like British athletes do really well in
I think I think
World
like
Cup.
they tend to be a wee bit shorter, I think, maybe than
Yeah.
some of the other races. And I think a lot of the like the bigger hill races in the UK are like shorter distance ones. Like the champs races, like they tend to be it'll either be like a series or like a few different ones and like one of them like the short champs ones tend to be like they'll be like 7K or something.
Yeah.
Um so there's like I think a lot of the competitive races are a bit shorter, and so I think that's why the World Cup ones are quite like appealing.
Yeah, they're super cool. I wish we had more in the US because we have Broken Arrow, but it's kind of
Mm,
overshadowed by it having been Golden Trail and just like other things going on that I think people
yeah,
forget it's like part of the World Cup.
yeah.
But I totally agree. I was gonna say that the first time really stood out to me was that European Up Down Championships in 2024 because I saw a clip of you running downhill that was absolutely feral, and I was like, holy cow, this girl can rip the tech. That was like this super muddy downhill, and I
Yeah.
was just watching you navigate. I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna be one to watch. But I mean, looking at that jump, even from, Sears and all 2023, roughly 10 months later, getting fifth at the up down champs. Were you surprised or were you like fully confident? You're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna rip this today.
No, I was pretty surprised or very surprised, I guess, because I think like that winter I had been pretty injured and then I'd like sort of managed to get myself I didn't really feel very ready, but I like had at least managed to feel fine enough to be like on the start line of the trial race. And yeah, it was I like kind of scraped into the team by like really I think I really sending the downhill, and I think my legs were sore for like 2 weeks after that. But then I guess like the trial had like gone well enough to get into the team, and then I think it was maybe like a month or 6 weeks until the race. So I guess I had had a good stint from there where I think, when you come back from injury, like I guess it can be nice because you sort of see progression a bit. But yeah, I didn't really know like where I would like end up on the like in the race. And I think also like the year before I hadn't made the team, so even just like making the team had like felt like quite a big deal at the time. And I mean the conditions I think suited our whole team that year. They they actually
Yeah.
changed. They'd because it was like so muddy that year. They had like rerouted part of the downhill like onto a bit of road, and the four of us were like, oh, why? Like, why? I don't think it made a difference to the results. It was fine.
Yeah, I feel that I've learned as an American and also as MK and I preview so many races. If it's wet and sloppy, we're like, bet on the UK runners and the Scandinavian runners because
Yeah.
they know what they're doing out there when it comes
Yeah.
to just the hardest conditions. And we're just like, oh, it's not dry. Like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Just not used to it. That's amazing. So, obviously earning a spot on your region of the world nations team is a huge deal, like you said, like a huge honor, truly.
Yeah.
And then getting fifth. Was it after that Solomon came into the fold? Was it around there? And, again, like how was that navigating as a rookie? Like where you're like, oh, I didn't know I could become a sponsored runner, or was that the goal?
I mean, there was definitely a lot of that. I think especially like I think being sponsored is like not I guess it's like quite a new well, it's a very new world for me, and I feel like I didn't really know of many people like here who like have that, I guess. But I guess so I think in like 2022 I did the it was like the Skyline Scotland race. It used to be a Golden Trail one. It
That's a
wasn't
gnarly
like
race.
yeah, so I did I did the Ring of Steel there and had like a really good run, and then from that had been on the like the UK Salomon team. So I guess I was like slightly involved with them in 2024 like through the UK team, and Vincent Viette, who's like head of the international the team for Salomon, he'd like invited like people from all the like country teams. I guess because their base is in Annecy and the European camps was in Annecy. So they'd invited quite a few of us, or like those of us who were there from the national teams, to like come for a visit at the headquarters. So I guess I like first met like some of the staff and stuff there. And then yeah, I think leading on from Europeans, they had like a camp in the summer where they like had invited like again like a few people from I guess it was yeah kind of like a sort of pathway thing, or like yeah, they'd invited a few people from the different like national teams and a few others, and there was a few of the international team like also at that camp. And I think yeah, so like I guess it was quite nice because I'd met like some of the team already, and like had like got on like really well and stuff with everyone and had like a good time. And I think yeah, following on from like results in 2024 and stuff, they decided to take a bet on me, which was nice of them. So yeah, it was cool.
So did working with Solomon in 2024 kind of influence like the Golden Trail? Because you obviously did well at Europeans, but you also like absolutely crushed that weird prologue
Oh
at
yeah.
Golden Trail in 2024 because that downhill was also insane, and then you ended up getting seventh at the final. Um, like, did working with Solomon influence that, and then you decided to do more of it this year?
Yeah, so like again, they had because I guess I hadn't done the Golden Trail series that year, but Vansol had like asked essentially if I wanted to well, he initially I'd actually gone to the race in Poland, like the Golden Trail one in Poland that year, that got cancelled or stopped like halfway through. And so yeah, I guess they kind of like asked if I wanted to go to these, and so yeah, I said yes. And then yeah, then kind of like formally joined the international team at the start of 2025. And yeah, I guess that influenced a bit more like what races and stuff I was doing, but still kind of felt like I had like quite a lot of autonomy over like what I wanted to do.
That's cool. Yes, and MK said this year, but it is now 26. It's actually
Yeah,
25.
I had
No,
to
I
think
get
about
it.
that
I've been doing that too. I was like,
there.
wait, we're only 12 days in. We're
Yeah.
still getting adjusted. Um, so let's shift gears to your massive 2025 because the Sub Hub fans, listeners out there, we were trying to make it work before the end of the year, but all of our schedules were just a little
Yeah.
all over the place with the holidays.
Yeah.
But our original reason is to really highlight how huge of a year Naomi had in 2025. Just a couple of highlights include third place at the Mont Blanc Marathon in June, winning the Pitz Alpine Glacier in early August, a top 10 at Sears-Knoll, another podium third place at ETC, and then a third place at the World Trail Running Championships in the short trail. As a lifelong third place finisher myself, those are some great podium finishes.
Not a bad place to
Um,
be.
it's a fun place to be. It is a
Yeah.
fun place to be. Um, who created this schedule for you? And what were the goals before going into 2025? And then how was, expectations meets reality?
I guess, yeah, I guess 2024 like had gone really well. Um and I guess I was wary of like I think it's hard if you have like a good year to like progress. I think it can be hard to like progress from that. But like I felt like I definitely felt like I hadn't like maxed out in 24. Like I felt that it was like more I could do. And then yeah, I guess the race choices. I'd been kind of looking to do like the some of the longer ones for like a bit of time. Like I'd done some races that were sort of like I guess around 30K and I'd like really liked that distance and stuff. So I was quite keen to try like some of the longer ones. And then seeing the course for Worlds for the short trail, I was like, yeah, that looks good. So then that kind of became, I guess, like a big target, and I guess to get into the team first, and then Worlds, and then yeah, I don't know. I'd seen Marathon Mont Blanc, like I guess I was aware of that race before, and also thought that one looked cool. And then I guess Golden Trail is like quite a big thing for Salmon, so yeah, was keen to try and make. Initially, I thought I wasn't going to be able to get three races before the final, but managed to kind of make that work. So I guess yeah, it was kind of like a mix of things. But yeah, and yeah, it did. I think I exceeded my expectations from the start of the year, and I think yeah, a mix of that was like I didn't want to like set the bar too high as well.
Well, I think I feel like we run into this all the time and we say this all the time, like the least or the less expectation that you put on a season, more than likely the better it's going to go. But we all still like, put pressure on ourselves that is
Yeah.
undue. But I mean, obviously it worked out to just kind of like let go and see what happens because yeah, you had an amazing year. And I'm curious, like, are you still just kind of working in a club team sense, or like with this progression, did you also bring on a mountain specific coach to help you out?
So I've been coached by a guy called Lewis Walker for like four or maybe more like 5 or 6 years now. He coached the like track group that I ran with in Edinburgh. And he has like quite a range of athletes like from like 800 to like ultra marathon and like I guess everything in between. And so I guess it's like quite nice because he has I guess helped me like move from each discipline. But yeah, it's like a pretty relaxed like approach. Like I'm not the most structured person in the world, so he like kind of gives me sort of like two key sessions or runs a week kind of, and then I'll like make up the rest essentially. And like I guess he coaches me remotely, but like I run with a club during the winter here, like on the road, like once a week and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of like a mix of things, I guess.
Cool. And when you say you're like making up the rest, are you truly like that's fully autonomous and you get to do whatever you want as long as you're doing those
I think,
workouts?
yeah, I mean, I guess Lewis sort of like trusts me to kind of like, do enough, I guess. But yeah, I think I do reasonable amount of cross training. And I guess the other runs I do are kind of I get influenced by like where I am or like the people I'm like running with or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice. I like it being flexible.
I have to say it's pretty rare that I hear or we hear like someone say, trust that I do enough versus not too much.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
really,
But
really good
yeah.
place to be with the brain. That's cool though that he's coached that wide of a variety because I
Hmm.
feel that, most coaches that they're either like into roads or they're into trails. It's rare that there's a small handful of those hybrid coaches, so it's really cool that he has that.
I think
Have
he's
you?
just
Oh, go
quite
ahead.
into like I was just gonna say I think he's just quite into like the science and stuff of it, and so then yeah, I guess it doesn't
It
matter
just
too much what you're
should
training for.
translate. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Let's transition to going into 2026. You're still with Solomon
Yep.
International.
Yep.
Um, talk about like your support system, like your team that you're going to be working with, and potentially if you already have an idea of what you're going to be focusing on race-wise, let's dive into that.
Yeah, so I think last year was like quite a cool year to join like the Salmon International team. They kind of launched like a bit of a like more performance program, I think, or they brought on a lot of like new people. So I feel like if you have any questions, like there's like someone there that you can kind of immediately ask them. And I haven't really fully worked out what I'm doing in 26, but I am doing Arc of Attrition in a couple of weeks. So yeah, I guess to hopefully qualify for OCC.
Is that for this year's OCC or next year?
Hopefully this year, I
Woo!
think.
Let's go.
Um, but yeah, we'll see.
Sorry, I want to go back to 2025 real quick because I just want to hear a little bit more about the World Champs race. Because we've interviewed Sarah about it, we've interviewed Tove about it, but we haven't interviewed you about it yet. And you said that you saw that course and you were like, hell yeah, this is for me. Whereas like Danny and I, being American athletes, saw that course and we were like, maybe
Mm.
maybe another year. So yeah, just I guess tell us what excited you about that race. And then I also just kind of want like a rundown of your day out there because you and Sarah raced so hard for so many hours.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the starting with the course, like I think when the race is in like a really cool location and it's like using the like cool terrain that's there, like I think they're the races that I like find the most exciting, I guess. And I think like the more technical aspect of it was appealing as well. So yeah, I think it was like I don't know, I guess it was like a combo of things, but it did just look like a really impressive course. And then yeah, the race. Yeah, I feel like spent so many hours with Sarah that day within like very few seconds of it, but it was really cool. Like I think we both like pushed each other on like a lot. I think at the top of I was a bit further back, like at the start, and I think was maybe surprised to be where I was at the bottom of the first big downhill. And then yeah, on those uphills, I was just really clinging on to Sarah and trying to claw back on the down, but didn't quite manage on the last one. But that's okay.
That's so funny because I feel like Sarah said a similar thing after the first downhill. Do you remember that, MK? Oh, I thought she said a similar thing where she was like, I was surprised. Like, I was just towards the front, like after the first
Mm.
uphill, and then again holding on the downhill. Was there any part of the course that, despite you having so much excitement for how crazy it was in a good way, that still was difficult or, surprised you?
I mean, the like both the distance and the height gain were like I think it was my longest run with the most elevation gain. So I guess there was a bit of an unknown in in that sense. But yeah, I guess so. I think that was probably the biggest one, and I think also just the size of the climbs is quite daunting. Like the first one was 1,500, and the second one was like 1,000 meters, and yeah, I guess yeah, the generally I guess the uphill is where I am weaker compared to the rest of the field, and so having like those really big ones is yeah, it can be tough.
Yeah, the first climb took like 70 minutes almost, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
remember, but definitely more than an hour.
Yeah,
Um,
that's so crazy. Well, I wondered, like, did Mont Blanc Marathon and that third place there give you a good amount of confidence, even though it ended up being like an hour and a half longer of a race? Just like finishing behind Joylene and like Eudice Weeder, who is so renowned and proven in this sport, like that had to have given you some confidence going into your longest race to time.
yeah, I think Marathon du Mont-Blanc, like that definitely felt like that felt like quite a big breakthrough moment in a sense, because I guess it was the first time I'd sort of made a podium of that level. And I think like the I really like the course in Marathon du Mont Blanc, but I guess it is less like I knew it was less technical than the one at Worlds. So yeah, I think it did help. But I mean, going into Worlds, like the field was so stacked. I think like I could have been happy with like a 10th finish, you know.
Yeah, those what's great about those races. And I mean, both of those also great preparation for OCC because that's always
Yeah.
stacked as well, which is exciting.
Mm.
Um, any more questions on Worlds, MK?
No, sorry, I just needed a little bit of a
No,
rundown.
no, that was great. Great catch, great catch. Okay, so shifting to this year, obviously huge podiums. You already had experience of being at the UTMB fantastical carnival that it is with
A bit
ETC.
mental, yeah.
Yeah, but mental. Were you able to check out parts of the OCC court? I mean, granted, they changed it last minute this year, but like the normal route, were you able to check it out while you were there this year?
I didn't really think about that to be honest. So I guess maybe I've been on some bits of it, but I haven't actually looked at the specifics of it. And I guess like I've run on bits of the course from being in Chamonix before, I think.
Yeah, and
But I haven't
I
actually
would
looked at
say
the
that
GPS.
yeah, I would say that like Mont Blanc Marathon and the World Champs course kind of like take a little bit of both and put them together, and
Okay,
that's
that's
probably like a
cool.
pretty good OCC like rundown.
Some good top tips.
Yeah, because Mont Blanc is I would say still more runnable than OCC, but
Okay.
OCC is way more runnable than that World Championships course. So yeah, somewhere in the middle.
Nice.
Yeah, no, that's super exciting. Are you also, I mean, obvious next question, Golden Trail World Series. Where does that fit into everything?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of waiting for the like final calendar to come out because I don't
Us
think
too.
it's yeah. But yeah, probably I think it depends a bit. Like I have uni until the end of June, so it depends a bit like what so I like start placement like full time as of like a couple of weeks. So I think it's a bit harder for me to take like more days off than maybe I did the last few years. But so yeah, it kind of depends on like the dates and stuff. But yeah, I'll definitely try, I think.
Yeah, I am. I'm sure you have a little bit more of an insight just being with Solomon than we do, but we are just like waiting for that calendar to come out. But so when you say starting placement, you mean like doing rotations in like a hospital or at a clinic and
Yeah,
stuff like that?
you're like I guess shadowing and doing like small things and yeah, you're learning on the ward, I guess, rather than like in the lecture theatre, which I am looking forward to.
Do you also have classes on top of that
Not
still?
so
Like,
many
okay.
like yeah, the first like 2.5 years are like mostly all lecture based, which I'm a bit done with.
The nice thing is that you have a lot of like really good I feel like especially female examples to follow in this
Yeah.
trail running crossover with med school and being a doctor. You've got the two that pop into my head are Rachel Drake and Ingvild Casperson.
Okay.
Um,
I
yeah,
didn't know that, but I can think of a few other examples as well. So
yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah, there's a plethora in trail running. As crazy as it is. which is amazing. Cool. Well, thanks, Naomi. We're really excited. Any shout outs to like coaches, loved ones, people, you want to say thank you to?
I guess anyone I go on a run with, they can have a shout out.
I know I'm so jealous of this this whole club scene
Yeah.
that yeah, I
It
feel
is
like it would
fun.
be so nice to have the flexibility of just like, fill in the runs if you have like people to run with.
Yeah,
'Cause then
yeah,
you just
it's
get to like
nice.
join in on groups.
Yeah. No, they definitely, I think they have a good social balance. It's good.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having
Yeah,
me.
good luck at Arc of Attrition. I'm really curious to see how the rest of your season unfolds as well, like
Thanks.
as you figure out your schedule.
Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. This has been the Sub Pub Podcast.